Hey, welcome back everybody to IntyCenter 1957, and we're just going to jump into it this week with some back and forth action between the Gales and the Bandwagoners, where a Barry Larkin two-run double in the third put the Gales on top 2-0. And after 42 got one back with a leadoff homer in the bottom of the third, the Bandwagoners took the lead in the sixth, scoring 3 times, including a pinch hit sac fly from who else? Stephen Kwan. But in the eighth, a Bullet Rogan leadoff homer and a Ron Santo RBI single would tie the game at 4. We'd need extra innings to decide this one, and in the 11th, Bryce Harper gets a 2-out game-winning single. That scores A-Rod, and the Every City Bandwagoners get the 5-4 win. We also got Jama from the Guards and Shaq. Both teams score 4 in the second. For the Guards, it was a 2-run homer from Brian McCann and a solo homer from Jose Altuve after a scored on throwing error put in the first run of the inning. For the Big Dieselers, it was a 2-run double from Pete Browning and a 2-run homer from Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki wasn't done there. He'd hit a second 2-run homer in the fourth, putting his team up 6-4. We'd stay there until the ninth. Cy Blanton gives up 2 singles and a walk to load the bases to open the inning. McCann drives in the first run of the inning on an E7, but Dazzy Vance retires Jose Altuve and the pinch-hitting Giancarlo Stanton, and a Shack of their own take it 6-5. History made, the first time the Zodiac Guardians lose a series opener in franchise history. Now, there was absolutely no drama in Seattle because of Tin Lincecum. Lincecum tossed a complete game shutout. He gave up just 4 hits. He struck out 6. Barry Bonds homered. Jocko Milligan, Willie Mays, they each drove in a pair, and the Pilots win that one easily, 7-0. After the Diamondbacks nipped Sithy in a tight one to open the series, the two teams would square off for the second game, and both Smokey Joe Wood and Sandy Koufax would actually record more than 27 outs in this one. Wood goes 10 innings, Koufax goes 9 2/3. Each team got a pair of runs in the second. A Jose Ramirez, Jose, 2-run homer for Sithy in the top of the inning, and a very shit Goblin-ass scored on an E9 and scored on the ground out for the Diamondbacks to tie it up. Charles Johnson homered in the fourth to put the D-bags on top, and a Nap LaJoie RBI double in the eighth ties it at 3. We stay there until literally the last pitch of the game. With Wood finally out of the game, Dave Parker pinch hits against Brett Saberhagen. He delivers a walk-off, lead-off homer in the bottom of the 11th, and the Diamondbacks take it 4-3. The family Madrigal and Amazings would be looking for sweeps as we got games underway on April 12, 1957, and both would fail. For Madrigal, the issue was just being incapable of getting a clutch hit off of Orville Overall, who overall was pretty good. He went 7 2/3. He goes 7 2/3 innings with 2 runs allowed on 8 hits. Frank Thomas has 2 RBI. Ernie Banks had a clutch RBI double, and Let's Play 2 take it 4-2. For Amazings, it was a similar story as they got 9 hits off Game of Thrones starter Jose Rijo in his 6 1/3 innings of work, but they could only turn those into 2 runs. Willie Hernandez got the 8-out save, meaning Amazings wastes a complete game from Bob Feller. But one team did succeed in getting their sweep, and that would be the Stone Temple Seattle Pilots, and that would be because Dave Brown was nearly unhittable. Brown tossed a complete game shutout, giving up just 2 hits, walking 1, striking out 4 as he faced just 30 batters in the game. Mookie Betts, great last name as always, drove in 2 runs, and the Enhancers had as many errors as hits as the Pilots take the finale 6-0 and complete their sweep of the formerly red-hot Enhancers. The Demonbacks also finished up their sweep of Sithy, with Satchel Paige tossing a gem of a 5-hit shutout, Pete Alexander getting rocked and exiting in the 5th inning. And then you can make it 4 losses in a row for Sithy as they got battered by Zodiac Guardians in the series opener. The Guards jumped all over Babe Ruth early in this one, scoring 8 runs in his 3 1/3 innings of work. The Zods homer 4 times with Sammy Sosa, Albert Pujols, Aaron Judge, and Brooks Robinson, of all people, in on the hit parade. They win it 10-0 with another great start coming from Madison Bumgarner. who tosses 9 innings and gives up 3 runs on 5 hits. You can also make it 4 losses in a row for the Enhancers as a Bryce Harper 2-run homer in the first put every City bandwagoners up early, and they never looked back. Kenny Lawson added a solo homer in the second. Lou Gehrig hit a 2-run homer in the fifth, and an Amos Arusi gem of a complete game, 1-run 6-hitter that lets the bandwagoners cruise to the 6-1 win. Up in Fairbanks, though, the Pilots had the script flipped on them as they got shut down by a pitching gem in their series opener. Leon Day tossed 8 shutout innings, giving up just 3 hits, and Aroldis Chapman worked a 1-2-3 ninth. A Reggie Jackson 3-run homer with almost the only blemish for Charlie Bender. The throws take it 4-0. Performance enhancers, they do snap their skid at 4 games. They win 5-2 over the bandwagoners, the second game of the series. Vita Blue posthumously tossing a complete game gem. He gives up 2 runs on 5 hits. Hack Wilson, Larry Walker, and Chuck Klein each homered to say, "I got your back, Blue." Shane Bieber left the game hurt after throwing just 1 pitch, but the Gales of November found a way to win anyways. Hall of Famer Rod Carew hit a 2-run double as part of a 3-run second, and a parade of 4 pitchers in relief did just enough to help them edge a shack of their own 5-4. And hey, what's the best way to beat Greg Maddux? How about throwing a Maddux? That's what Jake Arrieta did for the Demon Bags as they took the finale over Let's Play 2. Arrieta scattered 8 hits and needed just 95 pitches to get the complete game shutout. Al Rosen had a pair of runs batted in, and the Demon Bags took it 3-0. The Enhancers might be on another streak. They lost their opening game. They won their next 8. They dropped their next 4. And now they've won 2 in a row. This win comes because of Johan Santana, who went 7 innings. He gave up 1 run on 4 hits. Hack Wilson gets his 4th homer of the young season, and they top the bandwagoners 7-2. In our last game this week, behind 8 innings of solid pitching from Roy Partlow, he gave up 1 run on 9 hits. Amazings complete a sweep of the defending champions. Wade Boggs hits a 3-run homer, and Charlie Blackwell has a 3-hit game. Amazings fighting both Madrigal and mediocrity. Take it 6-1, complete the sweep, and go to 3 games above 500. That'll do it for IntyCenter this week. I'm sure I made lots of mistakes, but we'll catch you next time. We're in 1957 for another whip around the deuce.